how hard is it to recall the old days back when it was, I guess, the U.S. Golf Tour and the Jordan Tour?
Yeah, it was called the USGT then. It's not hard to recall because I really enjoyed playing the tour. I feel like I gained a tremendous amount of experience in everything about what I do on tour now. Playing different courses every week, playing 4 rounds of golf, traveling to town every week, different town, getting situated in a town you've never been to. I feel like all those things help make it a little easier to for the transition to get on the tour.
One of the things, playing 72 holes, I think some people think, as differentiated from the mini tours where you only play 30, I guess the strategy's different.
Yes, definitely. 36-hole mini tour, you just, go for broke, and if things go well, then you might win. But a 4-day tournament, you've got to play, a little differently. You can't go for broke first 2 days, you might be gone. So, and plus you've got a chance if you just make the cut with 2 days left.
What are some of your fond memories as you look back? Any particular places there? You were the leading money winner in 1989. What any particular memories?
Winning my first tournament on Rick's tour down in Port St. Lucie, we played a really nice course, and that was a big experience for me. I think that helped improve me. Just winning the tournament gave me a lot of confidence and helped me believe myself a little bit. And then the rest of the year, I had a good year and became the leading money winner. So I feel like that year. Because of that year, I got my card that year.
When you think back about a guy like Rick Jordan, he's put a lot of his resources, in there. And do you tell other?
1989. That's basically what the same caliber play what the USGT was then, and I would have moved right up. And we all knew the Hogan Tour was coming, so I felt like, well, if I finished number 1 on the money list, then I would move up. So I'll just, I feel like I should get through the tour school, but the tour school is really tough, and playing the tournaments year round gets you mentally ready at all times, and I feel like that I got myself ready for tour school to play.
Did you and Rick have a particular relationship when you were out there? Did you all visit much, or Ray Bittner, or some of them? What kind of memories do you carry about Rick and Ray and some of the staff at the time?
Well, it was the same people every week. We traveled a lot, so we were going to the same town, seeing the same people with the tournament. So that was a lot of fun. It made it like a fraternity type deal, being together like that. And
did Ray cash your checks?
Did Ray cash them? They all cashed.
I know a lot of the players now come along and say, you got $100, you got $150, where I guess you remember those days when a couple $100 was a lot of money, or winning a tournament, winning $11,000. That's a big deal.
That was big. When you've never won $10,000 is a lot of money, and then you just work your way up the ladder.
Where did Lee Janzen come from? Tell those that don't know, he came from, and was golf always in your blood?
Golf wasn't always in my blood. I didn't play golf till we got to Florida, and I was 12 when we moved to Florida. I started playing in the summer of '77. I was 13 then, and I really liked baseball a lot and played baseball when we lived in Maryland, but I got involved in golf when we got to Florida, and it just kind of bit me. I got addicted and stopped thinking about other things. I just started thinking about being at the course all the time.
Well, just one final thing. I just wonder, Rick, of course, he's very proud of what you've done. You and John Daly are the two guys that have sort of promoted us out there. So I know you got a particular message to Rick like the other guys. I read a statement you wrote one time about how much y'all appreciate it. But I know you have a statement regarding what he's trying to do in his own small way. And $5 or $6 million he's pumped in isn't really small.
Yeah, I feel like he's my sponsor. I've never had a sponsor to back me, but him giving me the opportunity to play on that tour, I was able to compete on a weekly basis, and I made enough money to support myself, and I thought it was a great opportunity. And without that, I don't know if I would have gotten to the tour when I did.
Thank you.
Sure.
Do you know any of them?
A few of them: David Wall, Joey Bell, Eric Manning.
Yeah. They all got through. David Wall.
But he gave me a good one this time.
Yeah. I felt sorry for some of the guys.
Oh, yeah.
He came down on Curtis and even a couple others.
In business, you're going to accept it.
You don't go up to Hershey and go like, Hershey, come on, give me a break.
I just laughed at the one I got earlier in the year.
Go ahead.
first 2 rounds at Wilmington so he could leave and go to Augusta to play in the Masters. Anytime.
Well, congratulations to you guys on a successful year on the Hooters Jordan Tour. I know that you all enjoyed it. I know it was good preparation for you coming up for the tour school here.
Okay.
Could you give me a mic test, please?
Yeah, congratulations, guys, on blah, 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 blah.
Okay, one more time.
Okay. Well, congratulations, guys, on just finishing your year on the Hooters Jordan Tour. I know that some of you have played very well, and some of you have probably struggled a little bit, but that's the way the game goes. And I know that most of you are going on to the tour school now. And I hope that the year of preparation that you've spent the last year will help you as you go to the qualifying schools. And some of you are going to make it, and some of you aren't. And those of you who aren't, don't be discouraged. You know, it's tough to get on the tour now, and the guys have to work pretty hard. It wasn't back like it was when I started, and I was very fortunate. We didn't even have a tour school then. We just went out and started playing, and if we were good enough to be successful, to make a cut, we played the next week, and it's just not that way anymore. But now you're fortunate enough to have a tour like you've been on this year, and that should help you prepare. I know that the competition is tough out there, but you guys will get there, and some of you are going to be out there winning on the tour next year, and I want to wish you all the best of luck.
That's great. You know, we talked about back when you were young and the differences. The competition level today, you were so dominant in the game. Is it possible for somebody else, Jack, to be a dominant player in the game?
Well, I think Nick Price has done a pretty good job of being dominant this year. I think I don't think it's that difficult to be dominant. I just don't think we've had anybody that's been good enough to do it. Price has done it this year. Norman's been fairly dominant. The situation is that dominancy was looked at not only because of winning a lot of tournaments, but also winning major tournaments. And Price has won 2 majors this year. Faldo's had a couple of good years where he's been right there and won some majors. And those have been the only 2 players who have won enough majors to consider themselves dominant players in the last few years. Greg has been awfully good, on a week-to-week basis. I mean, he has just played fantastic this year, and probably he's averaged close to $100,000 an event, and that's some great golf. But the combination of having to do that and also winning the majors is difficult, and it obviously appears at this point that Price has had the best year. He's really played well. But whether somebody will totally dominate, who knows? Certainly, there's some of those guys out there like Greg, like Nick Price and Nick Faldo that are good enough to dominate.
You know, obviously the way you've dominated for so many years, I wonder in reflection now, jokingly, you'll say for those people that wanted to be able to play like Jack Nicklaus, now they can. What do you expect of yourself now when you go out and play and senior events and other things? Have you lowered your expectation level, or still when you pick up that club, it's like, you know?
Well, my expectation level, unfortunately, and the way I played the last couple of years has gotten lowered, and I wish it hadn't, because I still feel that physically, I can still play out with the other guys, but I just haven't been. I guess I either don't play enough or don't work at it hard enough or something. I mean, when you're going to compete, though, you've got to be out there all the time. You've got to compete against those guys. The competition is getting tougher. There's more good players. Sure, there can be a guy who can come out of that pack and dominate, but to be competitive, you've got to be out there all the time. And I'm not out there all the time anymore. My expectations are that, I think that if I play a couple or 3 good tournaments, I think it'll build my confidence to be able to compete again. But I physically have got to hit the ball a little bit further. I'm doing exercise programs to make that happen. That's the one thing that I've lost. I don't think I've lost anything with my iron game or my short game. It's just, matter of fact, I think my short game is probably better than it ever was. I've gotten a lot more practice at it. But my driving is the distance that I've lost off the tee. In fact, I'm short and crooked right now, and you've got to be long and accurate, and it just makes the par 5 so much easier, and so much easier to score when you can reach the par 5s, and I haven't been able to do that. So, yes, my expectations are lower, but I still enjoy playing the game and enjoy going out there and competing when I play halfway decent. If I don't play halfway decent, you just don't have much fun. It's my level is to want to play like Jack Nicklaus, and if I can't play like Jack Nicklaus, I really have a hard time wanting to play.
For what Rick Jordan and for what the Hooters Restaurant Organization, what they're trying to do in putting in more money, trying to provide a place for players to play. The Nike Tour, of course, they're under the umbrella of the PGA Tour, and they're there. There are a lot of other tours that are trying to give young people a place to play, and there seems to be no shortage of players. But in looking at people like the Hooters organization, like Rick Jordan, I guess you sort of take your hat off to them, don't you, to say, I'm glad these people have come along and give our young guys, because there weren't that many places to play when Jack Nicklaus started out.
Wasn't any place to play. If you didn't play the tour, you didn't have any place else to play. You didn't have many tours of any kind, or even hardly even Monday tournaments or anything. If you didn't play the tour, you didn't play. And with the Hooters Jordan Tour, the Nike Tour, the Gold Coast Tour we've had here in South Florida, and I'm sure there's tours all over the country that are very similar. It's given some of our young guys an opportunity to develop. That was one of the things that was really funny. I was sort of on a bandwagon about 7 or 8 years ago about trying to create this, trying to create some places for the young guys to develop. I just thought our tour was too much of a closed shop, and it was just too difficult to get on. And then the young players, they left here and they went overseas and played. And that's ridiculous. I mean, our young players should stay here in this country and learn how to play this game. It's a wonderful game, but they need an opportunity and places to play. So, yeah, my hat is off to Rick Jordan and what he did to try to develop this tour and Hooters sponsorship of it. And the tour came by and it's made the Nike Tour, and of course it was the Hogan Tour, then the Nike Tour, and all the other tours that are trying to give these young guys an opportunity to learn how to play.
Let me ask you something. When all is said and done, Sam Snead, he was known for that classic swing, and the Byron Nelsons and the Bobby Joneses and all those people, they left their legacy, and the ones that, of course, that are still here, they're still making it, I guess, to some degree. How do you, when people think about Jack Nicklaus and what Jack Nicklaus did for golf and all that, is there sort of a way of you like for people to think and remember if you could be so have things work out your way?
Oh, I don't know how you think of it. I think that my goal when I started to play was to be the best player I could, and to be the best player that my ability would take me in the game. And I think that whether you say who was the best player that ever played the game or not, I mean, that's always subject to scrutiny no matter what you do. I think it's, it could be Jones, Hagen, Nicklaus, Palmer, Hogan, Snead, Nelson. You can name us a lot of players that were great players. And I think all of us would have been good players at any time. I think that's the way I think that champions generally have been. But as far as myself, I think that I want to be remembered that I played well and I played fairly. And I think I've tried to play that way out here on the tour and treat people the way I'd like to be treated, and I think that's important. And I think I walk off, and the most important thing to me is that I have a nice family, nice grandchildren. I think my wife and I we hope we've done a good job with our kids, and that's more important than my golf game anyway. And but if I can be remembered in those ways, that's fine.
That's the one thing that those of us that have been around you just a little bit. Okay, trophies, but things seem to be more around your family, more around the kids, more around the grandkids now. That's always seemed like it was just really, really the top priority with you. And yet, becoming the golfer that you were, it seemed like golf had to be a high priority too. How do you reconcile those things?
Well, I was brought up a certain way, my wife was brought up a certain way, and we both had good family values, and we wanted to make sure that that's what was the most important thing to us when we got married. And golf was, that was my way of doing other things. Fortunately, that's a lot better than going out and have to get a 9-to-5 job. It's golf was pretty good, sure, but golf wasn't 9 to 5. Golf was 24 hours a day, with everything else mixed in. And but that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to do, and I worked hard at it, and I was reasonably successful. So that's that I'm very proud of, and but I'm more proud of the kids, and that's the part that probably was harder to work at than the golf game. because golf came fairly easy to me. The other parts, actually that didn't come tough either. You know, I had good kids, and my wife gave them good values, and that hasn't been tough either. But it can be tough if you go the wrong direction.
You know, I thought you put an exclamation point on your career when they said, "Can Jack win the Masters again?" And you and Jackie were standing there on the 18th green, and there was a lot of emotion because you had just won in 1986 the Masters when people sort of counted you out and said, you know, it's passed him by. That had to be, I know there's a lot of great wins, there's a lot of great memories, but that had to be special.
Oh yeah, that was probably the most special one back in '86, and you know, you never know. We may have a little life left in me anyway.
Is there anything you can think of, when we talked, you made a little message to the players a while ago, the young guys. When you come out here last year, Charlie Reimer, old Charlie, God bless his soul, on the Nike Tour now, but when you see these kids, you said about Charlie last year, well, that's the finest ball striking one day played with Gary out here. And are you constantly amazed now the kids you say, I think this guy's best, and you see somebody else hit the ball and you go, holy cow.
Well, I think that Charlie played, when I caddied for Gary, he played the first round, he played one of the finest rounds of striking the ball I'd seen in a long time. He just played perfect. And but you see a lot of kids playing that way today, and I think that's great. I think that the talent out here and the way they develop is great to see. I think you see so many kids with so much talent. It's the ones that have to learn, you know, winning breeds winning, and you just have to work at it and get the right break and win at the right time to give you the confidence to win again.
I saw you too at a time when I thought was a proud moment for you with Jackie in the North and South. I thought that was special because you'd won that tournament at Pinehurst, and I thought that was a special time for you. And Gary, there are some that say that Gary is probably more like you in striking the golf ball. There are those that say he looks more like you. He has more of your mannerisms. Gary has made the cut on the PGA Tour. He has proven that he can go out there and compete. Is it just a matter of time, like for Gary? Do you feel that?
Well, I think Gary is like so many other kids today. The hardest thing for them to do is to get on the tour. Is to get their card. Gary's quite capable of competing if he gets out there, and usually when you get out there, if you really have some talent, you'll really learn how to play by playing week after week. And I think that's one of the benefits of your Jordan Tour is that these kids come out here and play week after week, and they're learning how to play. And so that's why it's such a great addition to the game of golf. But Gary, I think Jackie could have made it if he'd have gotten a card too. I don't know. He's going to try this year, but I don't think he takes it nearly as seriously as he used to. And he's doing very well in his golf course design business, and he's got 3 kids now, and so priorities change in life. But Gary, if Gary gets his card here this year or the next year, whatever it is, I think Gary will do just fine.
They're going to have the finals here next year at Bear Lake.
Well, let's hope. I hope he doesn't have to play in them.
You can say, just come over and watch.
That's right.
That. Well, for us, to have the opportunity for our players and for our staff to be able to spend time with you, for all of us, it's really a thrill. I mean, because when you're sitting around and get the opportunity just to relax. I know when you're in the golf course, I remember the years of covering you and several times interviewing you, that you were business. When you got to the golf course, I remember you saying that when I'm there, I do my work. I do this, if it's hitting balls, putting, whatever. I go to the first tee and I play. When my family time comes up,
Sure.
So I guess it's a matter of knowing what time it is.
Well, you gotta be organized and prioritize your time. I mean, that's all there is to it. It's you got things to do. You got to get them done.
What advice do you give to Gary? Because you've been there, and I know that his dream.
Not a lot. Gary, whatever he wants, I'll give it to him. But I don't really try to interject too much. I think he knows what he wants to do and how he wants to do it, and he'll ask me occasionally, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And I'll give an opinion, but I don't go out and offer my opinion first.
How do they differ, Gary and Jackie, in terms of their approach to the game of golf?
How do they what?
How do they differ in their approach to the game of golf? Or do they differ at all?
Oh, they differ a little bit, yeah. I think Jackie is more sight-oriented, and Gary is more feel-oriented. I think it's a totally different approach to the game. Jackie has to see something before he understands it. Gary has to feel it before he understands it. And I think I was pretty much the way Gary is. I could feel it, and that's how I would go. I didn't have to see it to get it. Sight helped me, but mine was the other way. And I think there's players that play both ways.
It's something of curiosity I had. People say, "Boy, the first time I played golf with Jack Nicklaus, I was scared to death." I heard Curtis Strange say, "I think he played with you down at when he won the NCAA, and he played with you." How did? Was there ever anybody when you were 18 or 19 you said, "Oh, you want to told your dad I played golf with Sam too, somebody," and just was that ever?
No, I never really had a problem with that. I played with Snead when I was 16, and I think that was my first time that I'd played with one of the real top pros, and that was on a I was playing in the High Open at the time, and I played the first 2 rounds. I'd shot 76-70, and they'd ranged my starting times late early so I could go and play an exhibition with Sam on the Friday afternoon. And I went and played an exhibition with Sam, and the next day I went out and I just mimicked his swing. Watched him all the way around, and then the next day I was swinging like Sam Snead, and I shot 64-72 and won the tournament. So that was, I never really shied away from playing from the guys, because every time I played with them, I seemed to play better. I remember playing with Boris. First time I played with Boris, I mimicked his swing. First time I played with Snead or Hogan, I mimicked his swing.
Did they know it?
No, but I mean, I did it after I left. I found the pieces of their swing that I wanted, and I used it in my own swing, and to see how it would work and how different things. And I did that with everybody. I think that's why we miss that today. Young kids don't go out and sit down and watch, and see the great players and see what they do. They don't seem to do that anymore. And then I guess some kids do. I get every once in a while I get on the tour. I get one of the young guys who'll come out and they just sit for hours and watch me practice. I said, "Why do you want to watch an old guy practice?" Because I can't do what I used to do. He says, and they say, "Oh, I'm learned a ton today because I just watched different things and picked up different things." And I did the same thing when I was a kid.
But nobody ever intimidated you. You said, "Oh my goodness."
No, I never really had a problem with that.
When you had young kids play with you, you would say to Curtis or any of those young guys, "Have fun, let's have fun," or did they ever say, "Can you tell me what I did wrong?" Or did you?
Didn't have a problem. I usually tried to keep the kids from getting too nervous. I didn't. Most of the guys on the tour had been pretty nice to me, so I really didn't have any problem with making sure that the kids were settled down, and I wanted them to play well. I didn't want them to be scared of me.
Good. I
Okay.
thank you for all your
Sure.
time here.
Okay.
One more.